So like everyone else, working-class voters are fleeing the Dems. The New York Times talked to blue-collar Democrats, and the consensus was clearer than the vodka in Kamala's coffee mug. The Dems are turning off more normal people than a sex tape from Rosa DeLaura and a peacock. Once the party of labor, the Dems had become the party of elites, making their brand more toxic than Jerry Nadler's underpants in a heat wave. After years of support, the Teamsters are shifting away from Democrats and funding Republicans, which makes sense because it's hard to picture someone who drives an 18-wheeler demanding that you pay off his truck loan. He might as well be wearing a pink pussy hat while pumping his fist in the air to NPR. The union's boss saying that they forgot who they're truly representing, working people. And when the unions jump ship from the Dems, you know it's bad. That's like John Fetterman boycotting Goodwill. It's a troubling trend even Comrade Sanders can see.
And we have got to understand that the Democratic Party, in many, many respects, has turned its back on the working class of this country. And if Democrats want to win elections, they're going to have to stop taking money from billionaires and start responding to the needs of working people.
Right. And that's the guy who hasn't held a real job since Nancy Pelosi's tits respected gravity. It's like the 1950s. But it's obvious there's not a single issue Dems champion that resonates with the blue-collar American. The only contact they would have with one is hiring a guy to install urinals in the women's bathroom. And because of DEI, the person they hire would be a dwarf amputee who identifies as a carrot. The whole party is a swill of identity extremism, luxury belief, and victimhood. They loved open borders because migrants aren't taking jobs reserved for art history majors. They hate cops because they want to be the ones telling everybody what to do. And they still resent the fact that Cagney and Lacey weren't lesbians. Aren't we all? They also think gender is just an opinion until a man says something they don't like. Their party leaders are career politicians who've never had a real job. Hell, Chuck Schumer couldn't change a flat tire if you gave him AAA's phone number. And he'd only change a light bulb if you held his hairpiece for ransom. Wow, you guys are hard tonight. Jesus Christ. Somebody throw some smelling salts into this group. Plus, their loudest voices are showboating radicals straight out of academia who think 2 + 2 equals whatever pisses off their dads. Now, we know what blue collar is. Mechanics, truck drivers, that guy who holds up the slow sign, which was a valuable tool every time Joe Biden had to drive to another casket fitting. These are people who value their paychecks, safe streets, hard work, and family. The Dems ignored that and embraced what blue-collar wasn't. Non-binary, trans, climate extremism, race theory, oppression cults. Loafers who demanded you pay their student loans. Now, sane Democrats still exist, but the party has been hijacked by unhinged, bitter activists. For every Harold Ford, there's the witches' coven of the squad, boiling a cauldron of entitlement and resentment, mixed with eye of newt and a handful of Rashida Tlaib's back hair. There's nothing blue-collar or real about them. Worse, they embrace the one practice that's responsible for killing more people than a whiff of Joy Behar's support hose. Tribalism, now called identity politics. It reversed America's strength, the melting pot, where unity trumped differences. People were then separated into groups and pitted against each other, a fight between who could complain the loudest about their self-created problems. The illegal who insists the country he invaded is racist, or the trans woman suffering from jock itch. But then Trump arrived, and he listened to voters on inflation, crime, the border, while Dems pretended their problems didn't exist. And for blue-collar Americans, it became an easy choice between the party that is allergic to work or the one that works for you. It's no wonder they left the Dems, whose hair may be blue, but the collars aren't. Let's welcome tonight's guest. He's remarried, which means his new wife hasn't seen his act. Actor, writer, and comedian Jamie Lissow. Phil Spector says he has great hair. Author and host of the James Altucher Show, James Altucher. You can't spell TIMP without TMI. New York Times bestselling author and Fox News contributor Cat Tiff. And like a game of pickleball, old ladies do him in pairs. New York Times bestselling author, comedian, and former NWA World Champion. Jamie, I have a serious question for you.
Okay.
You're a comedian. It's neither a blue-collar job or a white-collar job. What kind of job is it?
It's funny, I Googled, because I wanted to know what exactly is working class. Am I working class? And I looked at it and it was like low wages. And I was like, check. And then it was like possible menial labor, like maybe you don't get benefits and stuff. So I would say comedian when you start out working class. But I don't know if you know this about me, but I for sure would have classified as working class for probably 5 to 6 years of my life. I worked in factories. I was like a pizza delivery guy for 5 years. And I think one of the worst things is when people, these are hardworking dudes, man, with half-hour breaks, 9-hour days. One of the worst things is people trying to relate to you in a fake way. And it's so obvious, like Kamala with a McDonald's uniform. It's just like so obvious. And I get all the complaints. And to me, this is not a surprise at all. Like Trump's, you know, he always says America first. I feel like the Dems, it should be America, but first. It's just, you know, might seem like it's off topic, but does Bernie Sanders comb his hair with a live bird? What the hell is going on? I worked in a factory. I remember I got harassed at this one factory job. I was working. There was like a female, the floor manager.
Yeah.
And every time she walked by me, she would go, "Nice ass, Lisso. That's a great ass." And full disclosure, the factory, we made asses.
Oh. You know, you said you were It's weird. You said you were a pizza delivery man, and I recognize you from like 3 or 4 movies I've seen.
Yeah, by the way, pizza delivery is very misrepresented in the pornographic film industry.
It is. It's the whole reason I started working for Pizza Hut.
Yeah.
James, how are you?
Good. Great to be here.
You look great.
Thank you.
Your hair has not changed one bit.
Well, it's being here that inspires it.
Yes. Do you think the Dems realize how far they've strayed from their blue-collar roots?
I don't know. I don't think they do. Because, like, the typical classic traditional Democrat, you're like a welder working in a General Motors car factory, working hard all day. You get home, and then you get the call from your kid's school, "Hey, we chopped off your son's dick in 3rd grade." Like, and if you protest, you're going to jail for child abuse. Like, that's, so I don't think they understand that that's not a Democrat issue.
Yes.
Like, that's completely, the traditional Democrats don't agree with that. There's this culture war that the Democrats have already lost, but they don't realize it. And that's why those Democrats are never coming back. They don't I was one of those Democrats. They are not coming back.
Yeah.
I don't want my kids to have their dicks chopped off.
Yeah.
I only have daughters.
But you know, it's true. It really is. Like, they couldn't see that they crossed the line when they entered the children's bedrooms and said, "This is going to be our little secret," which is what my uncle used to tell me, Kat, when I was growing up.
I was really hoping you wouldn't come to me next.
So, do you think there's any way out for the Democrats? Like, how do you get these guys? How do you pander now?
Well, you have to stop pandering, which it seems impossible. I mean,
but they pandered to all the special interest groups.
Yeah, because it just makes such perfect sense. You don't know how they don't see it, right?
Yeah.
I looked into what work is like at a steel mill. Turns out may not be for me.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I would leave with like 3 fewer fingers and just like covered in burns after like 7 minutes.
Yes.
And so I just picture being one of these dudes that works this very difficult job, very taxing, gets home, turns on the TV, sees Kamala Harris, and she's like, "My name is Kamala Harris. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm wearing a blue jacket," or whatever. And just turning that off and being like, "You don't even know how to talk to me when you know I'm watching you. When you know this is supposed to be you're trying your best right now to get to me, and this is what you have. If this is the fake you that's trying to win votes, which that's because you're in front of the camera, This is even way beyond what I expected. I mean, you're not even trying to pretend. So even the pandering doesn't really work entirely.
Yeah, you know what it is? Tyrus, Kat's making the point that, like, they almost basically just take it for granted that they have these people. So they focused on the extreme out groups and just said, oh, we have the unions. So they just let them go. Now it's in the Republicans have this group, but are the Republicans going to know that? Are they? Trump does. Do the Republicans?
I don't think the Republicans have to know if they have the group or not. It's the group who chooses, the working class chooses to support someone. If you had a Democrat who had the same visions as President Trump, they would go Democrat. Because working class is a mindset. You don't lose it. I worked everywhere. I've done everything. Construction, I worked in a steel mill. Actually, I worked next to a guy called Knuckles.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
He was like, hey. I was like, whoop. Oh, I went, oh, hey. Every time I offered him a high five, he was like, oh. I was like, okay. But
I knew a guy named Pelvis.
Nope, not playing with you today. Trying to make an actual point here. So leave your pelvis in your pants. But it's a mindset. You never lose it. And when you work hard, when you have that, when you take care of your family and you go to work and you work your 45 hours a week or whatever it is, and you come home, you want to be entertained, or you want to be, you've been all day at work. You've been in every aspect of your life. When you come home and sit in front of the table or a politician, just give it to me straight.
Yeah.
And when you can have straight talk, they understand that. And they don't care what side it's from. President Trump just decided, hey, I'm going to try this thing out, where I'm just going to tell you like it is. Take it, don't take it. I'm just going to tell you like it is. And the Democrats have no respect for the working class. It's not that they think they have them, they're above them. You know, it's like all things we're all people are equal, but we're a little more equal. So it's a lack of respect.
Yeah.
They try to talk to them in their bubbles, because in their bubbles, that's what's important to them, is the sexual identity of their 7-year-old. And the rest of the world, that's not important.
Also, it's like in work, you understand there's a hierarchy. And then the Democrats introduce a hierarchy into life, that this person is more important than you because they're in this group. You don't want another hierarchy. You go like, I already have a boss.
You already have to deal.
I don't need like lesbian black women to be my boss.
Well, I also think it's just people watching, they know, okay, you have more money than me, you have all this influence, and you're somehow saying that I'm some kind of bad person.
Yeah.
That's just, what's more sickening than that?
Yeah.
Everyone has to deal with the nepotism, the boss's son,
Yeah.
the general manager. The last thing you want is the boss's son as your politician.
Yeah.
And that's basically what the Democratic Party is. It's nepotism, and they pick each other. They choose. The American people haven't chosen a Democratic nominee in what, 8 years? Something like that, after Obama? I mean,
Well, there's the Biden, but that was, we know what that was.
Yeah.
We must.
But they trashed Sanders to get Biden. Like, they all resigned the same day. And voted for Biden. Don't vote for Sanders.
Yeah.
He was winning, but they couldn't have like a socialist
they did it
actually
to him
win.
with Hillary, too.
Yeah.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.